Hi, my name is Vitor. I'm a tattoo artist. I'm 32 years old and married. I think I became an artist. I didn't born as an artist. I used to draw when I was like a little kid. I never thought to become a tattoo artist until my 15, when I have to decide to choose like a uni, like a profession. So when I was like around my 14, 15, I started to watch Miami Ink. That was like my start from tattoos. I was never like into tattoos that I saw in people like on streets or people that I know. I get like fall in love was in Miami Ink. And I started to buy some magazines and I started to draw this on school. Like I was in a class and I was just like drawing. I was really into the make that mean something that was really meaningful to someone, becoming art. That was like the biggest thing that makes me feel like, whoa, that's nice. You know, that's something that it's just not like just draw, it's something that's value there. I was never be allowed to be my parents to become like a tattoo artist, like no way, no way. So I have to choose like a profession. So I chose like design. I did like 5 years of uni in design. That was good. Like I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, but for the my uni, I was expecting to draw more, and it was just like more theory, and I hate theory and like and things like Photoshop, Illustrator, and I was not much into that. I was just like I want to draw. After I finished my uni, I was like working in a big company. It was a really good company, but I was not happy with the Monday to Friday thing. And I had the machine, the power supply and everything. I had everything in my place, and never used it. It was just that I was just getting like my first tattoos at that time. And then my friend opened a studio just behind my work. I just asked him like, "Okay, man, can I just came up and spend some hours with you, like after work?" I said, "Oh, that's all good," and I just started. So I was like finishing work 5 to 10, 6 to 10 there, like just watching him work and trying to understand how everything works for tattoo. And a few days later, he invited me to become an apprentice. And the day after, I just have a chat with my dad, my mom, and say, "Oh, I'm doing this. Okay, that's what I want." And for my surprise, it was like, "Okay, if you want that, just go through it." Like, and then I quit my job next day and just started like my apprenticeship like for 3 months there. Before I became like starting the studio, I did like I feel around 10 friends at home. I just was checking these days like the picture, me tattooing my friends. I was like with a terrible machine, like no wrapping, a bowl of popcorn, like me and my friend, like with just the arm like that. I was like, oh my gosh, what I was doing. And but well, in the end it was fine. Like yeah, it was a good experience. My apprenticeship was not that hard in cleaning the studio, this kind of stuff. I was just like helping him and drawing. So I was really excited. Like he was my first and only mentor. I learned a lot with him, like about hygiene. He was like high level critique. Like he was like hard to himself. He's a person that was always trying to do the best. He was like never happy with the work. So that's like was my biggest and first reference working as a tattoo. So I think that was really, really important at the time. And after the apprenticeship, the studio closed after a few months. And then I was like, okay, I can start my apprenticeship from the beginning in a new place, or I can just try to do by myself. My dad had like this room that he used to rent. He just offered me the room. So I take the room like it was really close to home. And I bought the chair, the computer, just started that. And this was hard to find knowledge just through YouTube, this kind of stuff. I bought some courses online, but if I could choose, like I would come back and like spend those years watching someone experience, like guiding me. But in the end, it was good too. I had my own space, I had like my own time. It's a different way to learn, like, you know, there's no one telling you, "Oh, do that, do that." You just learn trying. There's no way to run, you know. I have to do it, so I did it. I remember I'd be like, to this first month, go to the toilet and pray, you know, like, "Please don't let me fuck up this one, please." Please don't do that to me. Let me like do a good job, and like it worked. What's fun? What's fun? Give me a sec. Hey, 1 second. If you had a bad tattoo of mine, sorry. I can fix it. At first I was looking to do more big pieces like full sleeves or Japanese. I was in love for Japanese though. I used to draw a lot of Japanese oriental tattoos. I think because I worked by myself for a few years, that was a little bit hard to get my identity. I was always trying to get the best experience for every tattoo that I had for. Like if I had like a fine line script, okay, let me do the best crispy line and let me do the best work on that. Oh, if I had a mandala or a Maori, let me just like get the best Maori experience, let me get the best shade or the best line that I can do on this job. When I was doing like big pieces, I was taking too long. It was too stressful for me, like be 8-10 hours and not finish the work or feel like that was not detailed enough. So I started to reduce size so I can be like put the quality and finish the work. Say okay, I'm happy that was the best I can do. So my first time with like really good tattoo was like my coach at the gym. He get like this sick tiger Japanese piece, and I was like, whoa, where you get that? Before that, I was like, I was not thinking about heavy tattoos because I was like, I just had seen like bad tattoos around. I was never like in touch with like a good piece. And then when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's different. That's something else. Okay, where you did that? I went to the guy, I had a chat. He did my first tattoo. He did like my sleeve. Mario from São Paulo. I think he's the biggest reference that I still have. It's like the way he approached the tattoo, like how he has to age, how do you apply, how you choose like a good picture, how this picture is gonna be like good for tattoo. And he is always like discussing about something that is really important. I think those days you can be just good at tattoo. You have like social media guy, do your bookings, be a good photographer, a good video maker, editing like reels and TikTok stuff. I think this is like the hardest part for me. Like I'm okay like with drawing and tattooing, but the rest is like I'm still learning that. Like I think for every tattoo artist nowadays to do this kind of social media thing, you know. And if you don't do, I feel like you'll be a little bit behind. This girl that I cover her scar on the belly. I did like a sunflower, and I was like, okay, just another tattoo, because sometimes I forget that it's my work, but for the who is coming, it's like maybe it's a huge day. And when I finished tattoo, she asked me if she could hug me, and I was like, okay. And then I felt like I just changed her life at that point, you know, like was a big deal what I did. It was like, whoa, okay, yeah. And it's a good feeling, you know. I think when I started, it was just like, that was the feeling that I wish he had in every day, like, okay, this person coming because Miami Week, it was just like that, you know, some or good or sad story, but something that was like full of meaning. I think that kind of thing that you kind of lost in the path, like, okay, you start to work with that and you don't realize that can have like a big meaning behind it. The process of, I think, creation and like art is painful. I think the result is it's like 5% of the job. You say, oh, okay, you know. I think the whole tattoo and the whole like even learning or a tattoo process is like, you're like, okay, this is good, this is not, oh my god, you're stressing, you're like building up like oh my gosh, it's easy to you to stop, like you, especially if you're starting, like you do like a draw 2, 3, thing like that. I'm not good in drawing. Just keep going. Like it's hard, it's painful. Like you do something that you think is not good, but you keep going. That's, I think, it's like the hardest thing. So I think that separates like who gets there and who doesn't. Like you have just work. Be the last one leaving the room. You know.